Hello and welcome to the third rail. If you follow the channel, you might have seen a couple of videos about a temporary Märklin layout I am currently working on. If you haven't, I strongly recommend you watch the other videos in the series accessible via the little card at the top of the screen now. So in the last episode things got a bit more serious and I started working on the automation. I had previously laid a few Märklin party tricks called contact and switching tracks and connected those to accessories in various places of the layout. And after laying a few meters of wires, I was soon able to do a first test with 2 locomotives. Further tests with longer consists soon revealed an issue of timing in the block leading to the station. So I had to install an additional circuit and a universal remote switch in order to resolve it. And now that we have a safe operation in and out of the station, time has come to activate its siding. The siding is located at the top of the layout again. I'll be working on the line I'm currently pointing to, and what I'm trying to achieve is to set up an automatic release mechanism to alternatively set one train waiting at one of the signals in motion. I'll also be integrating something to change over the turnout located at the entrance of the station so that trains always enter a vacant track. So we'll switch to the track planning software for a bit in order to have a look at the mechanics involved. If you've watched the last episode, you know that I've temporarily diverted my trains so that they travel around the section marked in red on the screen in a loop. At this point of the build, we have 3 signals active in the block system, which allows me to run 2 trains in an automatic mode. As we've seen before, signals are controlled by contact or switching tracks. For example, the station signal, connected at the moment, is controlled by the contact track directly after the turnout at the end of the bypass. So when a train goes over that contact track, it will set the signal at the station to green. The train waiting there will exit the station. The other train will get on its way, and the train exiting the station will first set the signal behind it back to red, then carry on its journey to hit a second switching track, which will set the signal before the station to green. The train waiting there will then set off and carry on along the station until it reaches the red signal. And the cycle will repeat with the next train reaching the contact track and releasing the purple train behind it. Now, to run this setup with an additional train, I will need to change the wiring a bit and activate yet another few contact or switching tracks, as well as a relay. These will take care of the alternative release of consists, as well as the changes of direction required in the station area. So let's find a relay and bring it into the mix now. So I'm going to use a single relay to control various accessories in the station area. First of all, the turnout at the entrance of the station, which I'm going to change in another color. There we go. And the 2 signals at the other end of the station. All accessories will be connected to the shared outputs of the relays, and the shared input cable will be connected to the contact track located at the bottom of the layout towards the end of the bypass, and whose signal will be diverted depending on the position of the relay. The control cables controlling the active output of the relay will be connected to a pair of switching tracks, allowing trains to activate a different circuit depending on their direction of travel. So if we take the purple train, when it enters the station, it will go over the first switching track. This will switch the output of the relay to the circuit controlling the signal on the opposite track, as well as the round position of the turnout. Our little purple train will then carry on its journey until it reaches the end of the station and will wait there for a green signal. Let's stay in this wider view to have a look at the mechanics. If we are following the blue train at the bottom of the layout, it will go over a contact track and send an impulse of current to the shared input of the relay. The relay will divert this input to its active output. In this case, it's the one controlling the turnout to round and the top signal to green. It will set the green train in motion. The blue train will carry on its journey until it reaches the next signal, and the green train will go over a contact track. This contact track is connected to both red outputs of the signals, so we'll set the signal behind it to red, then go over the next switching track. This will release the blue train waiting at the signal behind the station. The green train will carry on its journey until it reaches the next signal at the end of the bypass, and the blue train will enter the station area, go over the turnout set to round, and trigger the next switching track. Now this switching track is controlling the relay so that the active output is the one controlling the accessories located on the opposite track. So this means the signal on the bottom track where the purple train is waiting, and it will set the control of the turnout to the straight position. The blue train will then carry on its journey and wait at the next signal. The green train has reached the signal and got a green, goes over the switching track. The impulse of current goes back to the relay. It is diverted this time to the active circuit controlling the accessories in the bottom part of the station. So the turnout will be set to straight and the signal to green, releasing the train waiting at this signal. And the green train will then carry on to wait at the signal behind the station. The purple train will go over a contact track, set the signals behind it back to red, then reach the next switching track, which will release the train waiting in the block before the station. That was the theory. Now, it's very well possible that I might have to split the control of the accessories in the station between two relays, but I will find out once the final block setting is complete. But at this stage one relay should be enough, so let's move to the layout and get this relay going. So we'll be connecting the outputs of the relay to the green circuit of each signal at the end of the station. I'm going to set up the relay at the other end of the station, near the turnout and the switching tracks that will be used to trigger the relay. So I need to pull some long green wires again. But here are the switching tracks without anything connected to them yet, and I'll use those to trigger the relay so that the circuit changes over from one track to another. So setup is easy. Simply connect the control cable of the relay to the relevant switching track. There we go. Then connect the relay to the lighting circuit. Then all there is left to do is connect the various accessories to the output port and the trigger cable or shared input to the switching track on the other side of the layout after the bypass. As I was doing this, I also started doing a bit of cable management using the little cable clips I mentioned in one of the previous episodes. They're really cheap and you can buy them for practically nothing in big bags. They simply stick under the baseboard and you can use them in various configuration. So with that bit of tidying up done and a bit of testing of the connectivity, I was then ready to test the loop with my newly added siding in the station area. So the green train enters, the red train is released, the next train arrives and joins the station on the outside track, and the green train is released. And the next train enters the inner track. Perfect. Works as designed. Armed with the confidence gained that the setup is going to work well, I have set up the inner station on the layout with everything required to control the accessories installed there. So this station is now ready to be connected to other blocks on the main line. So we should be able to see a bit of ramp and bridge action in the next episode. But for now, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. I'd also like to thank all the new subscribers who joined the channel. It's very nice to see that people are interested in my production, and so much so that they subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of new uploads on the channel. Thank you very much again. I find this very rewarding and it keeps me going. But for now, bye and see you next time.